One thing I've noticed is that the more I have this abundance mindset, the more that I truly believe that everything I touch turns to gold, the more that I believe I have more control over my life and that I can truly do anything I put my mind to, the less tolerance I have for negative people. For those of you guys who are new to my channel, hello, my name is Jasmine and I'm so glad to have you. And my hopes is that by the end of this video, you'll stop being a negative person if that's you. Or maybe you don't even realize that you're negative. Maybe you think that you're positive. But the minute that you say, I can't, you have turned yourself into negative. And the crazy thing is, people don't even realize how often they say I can't or that it won't work. It won't work. They don't even realize how often they're saying these things. And what you say is what you believe. Okay. And the more you say that you can't do something or that it's not going to work or you've already tried that it didn't work, the more you truly start to believe that. And that's what's turning you into a negative person. And that's why you're not getting the results, because you really believe that. Now, you may have to pivot. Maybe the strategy in which you tried didn't give you the results that you were looking for, so you may have to change some things up. But to sit there and say that you can't do something is negative as hell. And honestly, I don't even believe that's true. I don't think there's anything that you cannot do. The problem is your mindset. The problem is your routines and your habits, maybe the people that you hang out with, the things that you waste your time on. That might be the very reason why you can't get that thing done. See, people will see other people doing something and they'll say things like, oh, I want to do that too. I want to start an online business too. I want to lose weight too, right? But they're not really willing to do what that person is doing to get the results that they're getting. See, people will say they want to start an online business, but they don't want to cut out all distractions. And when I say all, I literally mean all. Every last one of your distractions, you don't want to cut them off. You still want to go out on the weekends, right? You want to hang out with friends, you want to drink, you want to go to happy hour. Fine, do that. But just know that's time that you're taking away from the business that you could be starting that's making you money. When you get off of work, you don't want to sit at home and record videos. You want to recline on the couch and watch Netflix until you fall asleep. Fine, continue to do that. Just know that the content does not create itself. You don't want to do the things that you have to do in order to get the results that you want. And instead of you just being real with yourself and saying that's your problem, you'll use the excuse of I can't. You could if you did the thing, but you don't want to. People will say they want to lose weight, but they don't want to stop going and getting McDonald's every day. They don't want to go to the gym before work because they're too sleepy. They want to sleep in for an extra hour and a half. They don't want to go to the gym after work because they had such a long day and they just want to go home and relax. Fine, keep doing that. Just know that that's why you're not getting the results that you want. It's not because you can't, it's that you won't. You won't. You're negative. That's negative thinking. That is negative as hell. And the sad part is you believe that you can't do it when in reality, the reason why you can't do it is because you won't change your daily routines and habits. It's not because you're not capable of doing it. You just don't want to do it. That's the problem with people. And when I stepped out of that mindset and I started looking at myself and realizing, well, what am I doing or what am I not doing that's keeping me from getting where I want? Well, then I was able to change all of it. I was able to fix it. And this didn't happen overnight. Okay, this is a process. It takes time, and your efforts compound, and you get more efficient. You become more structured, more disciplined over time. But it's not that you can't do it. And then once you start showing up for yourself, right, you start getting rid of your distractions. You start being more intentional with your time. You stop scrolling on social media all day. You start to realize everything you touch does turn to gold. You have more control over your life than you give yourself credit for. You can do anything that you put your mind to, and there is abundance. And when you start to have that mindset, you become like me. You can't tolerate negativity. It's gotten to the point, like I said, people will throw out the phrase, oh, I can't do that. They do it so quickly, I don't even think they realize what they just said because they're just so used to saying, I can't. I never say I can't anymore. I can't remember the last time I said I can't. Well, just now. I can't remember. Because I don't think that. I don't believe that I can't do something. That's lack. You think you lack the abilities, the knowledge? Sure, maybe you lack the knowledge, but it's YouTube University. Whatever knowledge you're lacking, you could easily go find it. You got ChatGPT, you got Claude, you got Gemini. The tools that you need to get something done is literally in your phone. You want to be more disciplined? Fine. Learn about it and do it. You want to be better at sales? Fine. Learn about it and do it. You want to become more structured and more intentional with your time? Fine. Learn about it and do it. There's nothing that you can't do. The only limitation is the limitation that you put on yourself. You're the one sitting around telling yourself what you can't do. That's negative as hell. It's extremely negative. And a lot of times when we are negative, it's because we're around other negative people. So it's just a whole bunch of people being negative together. And then look at the type of content you consume. Is it negative? Are you watching the news all the time and keeping up with the wars? And it's okay to want to be informed and to know what's going on in the world, but sometimes too much of that is just negative and toxic, and it clouds your mind, and it keeps you from doing things because you're now living in fear, because you're worried about something that somebody said on the news about the economy or this or that. And now you can't even get the things done that you want to get done because you got all this fear inside of you because you're just watching all this negative content all day. You watch the news, then you turn around and you get on Instagram and watch Instagram. That's full of negativity. It's just, then you're at work, you're probably around negative people at work. It's just a whole bunch of negative energy that you're around all day. So it makes sense as to why you're negative too, because your whole environment is negative. You guys, I stopped watching the news years ago. I couldn't tell you who shot who and where. I don't know because I don't watch it. I don't watch it. I don't want to be worried about what I can't control. The only thing I want to focus on is what I have control over, which is what goes on in my house and with my business. All that other stuff, I don't care. I don't care. And when you start getting, what's the word? When you start just being more intentional with the type of content you consume and making sure it's not a whole bunch of negativity, when you become more intentional about who you talk to regularly and making sure it's not negative people, right? When you just become more intentional, you stop having that negative attitude about you and the things that you can do and, the goals that you have. You start to realize you can. You start to realize that there's nothing that you cannot do. And the only limitation is the limitation that you put on yourself. I can't stand negative people. It gives me the ick. It really does. Because, if you just change some things around in your life, you wouldn't feel that way. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. I can't wait to read what you have to say. Also, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Do not forget to join the Patreon. The link is down below in my description. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.